The UK has given France over £100 million, well over £100 million to tackle the issue of illegal immigration. Can anyone today seriously say that the situation is in any way satisfactory? We've seen record numbers, of course, come across this year on small boats. And I want to drill down to what the government's approach is going to be on this. Is it going to be simply to keep handing the French more money, of course, a new agreement, another £28 million for them? Or is there going to be a fundamental change in approach from the government? After all, that's what's really required if this issue is going to be dealt with properly. Before I begin, guys, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss future reports here on the Westminster channel. You can support my work by hitting the join button. See the link in the top pinned comment below. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because the Immigration Minister, Chris Philp, was in front of the Home Affairs Committee today, and as journalist Simon Jones reports, he told MPs that the government has given France £192 million to tackle illegal immigration since September 2014, and he called the increase in boat crossings alarming. In fact, the way the minister actually worded it is he said that £192 million of total funding has been provided for illegal migration-related activities in France. And this backs up a separate report from Reuters, reporting that Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, had said that over the last 10 years, the UK had given France about £150 million to tackle illegal migration. Of course, we hear of this new deal being done between the UK and France. That's another 28 million quid to double the number of officers patrolling French beaches in a bid to stop migrants making dangerous journeys across the Channel. But let's just look, when we look at this huge amount of money that Britain has given France, let's look at the track record. We know that so far this year, in terms of the small boat crossings, around 8,500 migrants have landed in Britain. In 2019, it was about 1,850. In 2018, the number was 297. 297 in 2018, more than 8,000 so far this year. More than 8,000 people making that crossing via small boats. This is a problem that has been allowed to get completely out of control while this country is giving France huge amounts of money to tackle illegal migration. Now, to be fair, Chris Philp, the Immigration Minister, did say that the bulk of the money had been given to France so far was to tackle illegal migration via other routes rather than small boats. But how has this been allowed to escalate? And isn't it about time that we looked beyond simply giving the French more money? After all, look at this report from October 2019 from Sky News. Just 6% of illegal migrants crossing the Channel since December are deported by the UK. Boris Johnson said the UK would send back migrants arriving illegally on small boats, but Sky News found few have been deported. 6%. 6% is absolutely pitiful. And I put it to you that the British government can keep giving France as much money as they want, but ultimately, success rate is that high for those coming to this country illegally, then large numbers of people, increasingly large numbers of people, will keep coming illegally via this route. And to add a real sting to what's going on, look at this Mail report. French authorities are refusing to intercept migrant boats heading for Britain once they are in the English Channel, despite receiving millions of pounds of UK taxpayers' cash to cut off the route, a minister admitted today. Chris Philp admitted that a £28 million deal signed with Paris at the weekend would not affect migrants who managed to get their often ramshackle vessels into the water because of the French operational posture. Chris Philp quoted as saying the French operational posture on the water is that they don't forcibly intercept migrant boats. They will rescue them if they start sinking, if migrants request assistance. But they do not currently forcibly intercept migrant boats while in French waters. Remember, we've given the French £100 million plus to tackle illegal migration, and this is what's going on today. Conservative MP Tim Loughton today said that the interceptions were legal under international law, asking why the UK had not pursued legal action. The Minister, Chris Philp, said certainly some jurisdictions would allow interception because illegal activity or potential illegal activity is taking place as well. Our view is that there is a lawful basis for that kind of activity. and yet we have the current ridiculous, dangerous situation escalating whilst we give the French huge amounts of money. It doesn't add up, does it? In the Telegraph, Nigel Farage with an article. He's very sceptical about this new UK-French agreement, whether it's actually going to have much of an effect, writing, with over 100 miles of beaches and vast areas of sand dunes to monitor, I am not confident that this latest agreement, which promises to double the number of French police deployed on these duties, will suffice. If it has meant anything at all, I believe there will have to be another joint declaration in which the UK promises France even more money. He concludes, if Britain is to control this problem once and for all, there is only one way to do it. The time has come to adopt the measures used by Australia and turn the boats back. How much more money do the French want? Simply throwing more money at this is not going to work. There has to be a fundamental change in approach. And frankly, the amounts of money that we've given France, another 28 million, well over 100 million in total now, can it really be justified? What we need is a change in approach rather than simply paying the French more money. Now, I asked my supporters what they made of these massive numbers in terms of the funding being given to the French authorities. Andrew, and thanks for your support. Do become a supporter here on the channel of Real News by hitting the join button, clicking the comment. I'll pin it in the top comment to become a supporter. Andrew saying, why should we pay for a problem on their side of the channel? Ian, this is money wasted. We cannot control how France control immigration issues. And there is always the suspicion that the French authorities at least turn a blind eye, at worst, assist illegals attempting to reach the UK. There needs to be root and branch review of the benefits, and illegal entitlement illegals are given, abuse of asylum laws, and the prevention of legal excuses to prevent the deportation. And finally, Brian saying, how is it different to opening the UK wallet and then telling France, help yourself? Surely it's time to realise here that simply dishing more cash out to France isn't a sustainable long-term solution to this problem. It requires a change in approach. It requires that pathetic 6% return rate of people coming to the UK illegally via small boats to be far higher. I'd love to know what you think about these huge sums of money that have been given to France. Have you heard about these massive handouts to the French authorities or not? What do you make of it? Let me know in the comments below, guys. And if you found this report helpful and informative, do give this video a big thumbs up, please. And of course, you can support my work by hitting the join button below to become a supporter of the channel. And of course, guys, as ever, thank you so much for watching.